welcome to today's class. So in today's class, we are going to be looking at application of equations. We are going to be looking at applications of equations. And under this topic, we are going to be looking at word problems on linear equations. So word problems on linear equations. So we are going to move to the first example without wasting much of our time. So the first question says, 4 years ago, a man's age was 4 times that of his son. So if the difference between their ages is now 30 years, how old were they 4 years ago? So here we are going to represent, so we start, the statement says 4 years ago, a man's age was 4 times that of his son. So you can now say solution. So the first thing to do is to know how to interpret the word problem. So you are to write this word problem mathematically. So by let the son's age 4 years ago equals to x. Then father's age four years ago 4 years ago equals to, it's what, 4 years ago, a man's age was 4 times. So 4 times x. Then son's age now. So let the son's age 4 years ago be x. Then the father's age 4 years ago be 4x. Then son's age now. Son's age now equals to x plus 4. While father's age now. Father's age now equals to 4x plus 4. But the question now says, if the difference between their ages is now 30 years. So that's called for son's age now to be x plus 4, father's age now to be 4x plus 4. So the difference between their ages now will now be 4x, that is father's age now, which is 4x plus 4, minus son's age now, which is x plus 4. So the difference is 30. So this is linear equation. So we open the bracket and simplify. So we now have 4x plus 4 minus x minus 4 equals 30. So we are going to have 4x minus x, then plus 4 minus 4 equals 30. So we have 3x equals to 30, because 4 minus 4 is 0. So you divide both sides by 3. So we have 3x over 3, then 30 over 3. So this L1, this L1, 3L1, 3 and 30, 10. Therefore, x is equal to 10. So it means the son's age 4 years ago is 10 years old, while the father's age 4 years ago, so father's age, since we are looking for son's age now and father's age now. Okay, how old were they 4 years ago? So son's age 4 years ago is represented by x, so which is x, which is equals to 10 years old. While the father's age 4 years ago equals to 4x. So which is 4 times 10, which is equals to 40 years old. So this is the solution to the first example. So let's move to the second example. Number 2 says a market woman buys n eggs at the rate of 12 eggs for 16 naira. 8 of the eggs were broken, so she sold the remaining at the rate of 4 eggs for 24 naira and makes a profit of 12 naira. How much? Okay, is how much? Okay, how many eggs is? So how many eggs did she buy? So to solve this question, I've told you just like example number 1, we need to interpret. So the first thing to do is look for the total number of eggs. So total number of eggs bought equals to n. Then at the rate of 12 eggs for 16 naira. So the cost of 12 eggs equals to 60 naira. Then cost of n eggs will be 60 times n, so which is 60 n. Okay. Let me know the cost of 1 egg first. So the cost of 1 egg, so the cost of 1 egg will be 60 divided by 12. So 60 over 12, that is 5 naira. So the cost of 1 egg is 5 naira. So what will now be the cost of n eggs? So the cost of n eggs will now be equals to 5 naira multiplied by n, which is equals to 5n naira. So that is the cost of what? N eggs. So let's move on. So the question says 8 of the eggs were broken. So let's know the remaining egg. So remaining eggs will be total egg, which is n, minus the broken egg, that is 8. So the remaining eggs equals to n minus 8. So where n is the total number of eggs, where the 8 is 8 of the eggs that were broken. Then, so she sold the remaining at the rate of 4 eggs for 24 naira. So remaining eggs for 4 eggs equals to 24 naira. Then 1 remaining egg, or cost of 1 remaining egg will be equals to 24 all over 4, which is 6 naira. So cost of remaining egg now, total remaining egg, cost of total remaining eggs will be equals to 6 naira multiplied by total remaining x after removing of the broken one. That is n minus 8. So we now have 6 into n minus 8. So this is the cost of the total remaining x. So the question now says, and makes a profit of 12 naira. So for us to make a profit, it's going to be cost of total remaining x minus cost of nx. So we have cost of, so the profit will be equals to cost of total remaining x minus cost of nx. So what is the profit given? That is 12 naira equals to cost of total remaining x, that's 6 into n minus 8, then minus cost of nx, that is 5n. So you now simplify, open the bracket, so 12 equals to 6 times n, that's 6n, minus 6 times 8, that's 48, minus 5n. So we now collect the like terms. So we have 12 plus 48 equals to 6n minus 5n. So we have, that's 0 carry 1, 5, that's 6, which is equals to n. Therefore, n equals to 60. So you can now see total number of x, therefore, total number of x but is equals to n, which is equals to 60x. So that is that on question number 2. You can see the problem on question 1 and 2 leads to what? Leads to linear equation. So 12 equals to 6 into bracket n minus 8 minus 5n is a linear equation. So that is that on question number 2. So we move to example 3. Question number 3. So the question says, on a particular day, a man spent 12 minutes more driving to his office than driving home. So his average speed from home to his office was 40 kilometers per hour, and from his office back home was 60 kilometers per hour. How far is the man's home from his office? So if you look at the question, what we're looking for is the distance. That is distance from office to home or from home to office. And definitely we must have the same distance. It means the distance from Lagos to Ibadan or the distance from Ibadan to Lagos. Definitely we are going to have the same distance. So let's start from the time given. That is, a man spent 12 minutes more driving to his office than driving home. So we are going to start with driving home. You can now say we don't know the time. So let the time taken from home. So let me use H for home. So from home to office equals to T what? That's T hour. Because the speed is in kilometer per hour, so this one will now be time per hour in hour. Then let the time taken, so the time taken from office to home will be 12 minutes more than. So a man spent 12 minutes more than driving to his office. than driving home. Okay, this should be office to home. The first one is office to home, while the second one will be home to office. So 12 minutes more driving to his office. So it's now going to be T plus 12 minutes. But 12 minutes we are going to take into hour, which is 12 all over 60 hours. So 12 over 60 hour is the same thing as, T plus 12 over 60 is the same thing as T plus 5, or you can say 1 over 5 hours. Because 12 in 12 is 1, 12 in 65. So time taken from home to, from office to home is T R. While time taken from home to office is T plus 1 over 5 R. So let's move on. So is average speed from home to office. So average speed from home to office equals to 40 kilometers per hour. While average speed from office to home equals to 60 kilometers per hour. But if you can remember, okay, the question says, how far is the man's home from his office? That is the distance. You can now say distance from office, home to office is the same thing as distance from office to home. So the next thing to do is to know, is to relate the distance, the average speed, and the time taken. So what is the average speed formula? Average speed formula, speed equals to distance all over time taken. So we can now say distance from home to office equals to average speed multiplied by time taken. So average speed we are referring to here is average speed from home to home to office. So which is equals to average speed from home to office. Average speed from home to office, that's 40 kilometers per hour multiplied by time taken from home to office. Time taken from home to office, that is T plus 1 over 5 hour. T plus 1 over 5. So the distance will be in kilometers. Then the distance from office to home. Distance from office to home equals to average speed from office to home multiplied by time taken from office to home. Time taken from office to home. So what is average speed from office to home? Average speed from office to home, that's 60 kilometers per hour multiplied by time taken from office to home. Time taken from office to home. So time taken from office to home, that is T. So we now have it as 60 T. That is in kilometers because we are dealing with the distance. So if you look at this statement here, distance from office to home is the same thing as distance from home to office. So distance from office to home is this. Then, office to home is this, while home to office is this. So you just equate these two equations. So it's going to be 60 T equals to, that is distance from office to home, equals to distance from home to office. That is 40 into t plus 1 over 5. So what's the next thing to do? We simplify. So we now have 60t equals to 40 times t, that's 40t, plus 40 times 1 over 5, that is 8. So we now have 60t minus 40t equals to 8. So we are left with 20t equals to 8. Divide both sides by 20. So divide both sides by 20. So it means t equals to 4 in 20, 4 in 8 to 4 in 25. So we have 2 over 5 hours. So that is the time taken. But we are looking for how far, which is the distance. So you can now use any of these two equations. So wherever you see t, you put 2 over 5 there, you will get your distance. So you can now say distance from the question, distance from home to office. So home to office equals to, so what's the formula for distance from home to office? That is 40 n to t plus 1 over 5. So we now have 40 n to, our t is 2 over 5, so 2 over 5 plus 1 over 5. So which is equals to 40 n to SCM is 5, that is 2 plus 1. So we have 40 into bracket 3 over 5. So 5 and 5, 1. 5 and 40, that's 8. So we are left with 8 times 3, which is 24. So the unit for distance is kilometer. So you can now see the distance from home to office, which is equal to the distance from office to home, is 24 kilometers. So this is the solution to example 3. Please, you have to follow the step-by-step process of solving work problems on linear equation. So thank you.